What is up YouTube, Criminal here, back to another MK1 video. This one I'm gonna be covering major nerfs. I feel like pretty much the entire community is already feeling like they must happen. Because these are things that are just, honestly just ruining the game, at least is my personal point of view. Especially a few of them. But regardless, let's start off with Johnny Cage. Fairly a minor one actually in this list, but Johnny of course is too powerful right now. We all know Johnny is Bastet. From his tools like this, it's only Bastet counter, which is crazy good, but this is fine because this is okay in my opinion. You spend the bar, I mean it's not that bad. But the problem I have with Johnny is just frame data. His frame data is way too good. They buffed it significantly after the pre-order beta and they actually just made it completely busted. He has this mid which is 9 frames on startup, which is already busted as fuck. Like having a mid this fast is already stupid. But the problem comes from the fact that everything this character is doing is at least +3, which means pretty much everything you do. You can do this and jail into this mid on block, and they can't do anything. They are forced to block you. So just do this shit. I mean, who's stopping you? That's +3. That's only 7 frames on startup and also +3. I mean, everything is plus with this character. This is plus. 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 This. I mean, everything is pretty much plus. This character's frame data is completely stupid. There is nothing you can do when he starts just attacking you. If you got hit, you are hitting a shit ton of damage. If he has hype, you are already dead. And if you are blocking, you're just forced to continue blocking because he's always plus. In some scenarios, you can't even input an armored move. He's that plus all the time. So yeah, Johnny just needs frame data nerfs, 100%. Next up, we've got Kung Lao. Basso needs nerfs for sure. Basso is extremely broken. Most likely the best cameo move in the entire game. Mainly because of the cooldown. This thing recovers pretty much instantly, not to mention it also hits low and it's +2 on block from close range. So what that means is basically if you're using with someone like Johnny, as I mentioned, this shit is already guaranteed. Throwing Kung Lao, this is even more guaranteed. And look at this, Basso keeps returning. It's so easy to play around with the staggers with this character because everything is so plus. So you're just gonna do this. I mean, what's stopping me? Like I just need to guess if he's gonna armor move. If the armor moves, then I read it, I just block, and then he loses. Because he can't mash it anywhere of what I just did. There is no time. What is the cancel advantage of this? 17. This is 24 on startup. It will beat the standing one. It will beat it. What is this? How much is this? 10. This will lose, but if you do it after this, or after this, these are 17 cancel advantage, this is 24 frames on startup, basically meaning they need a 7 frame move to even clash with me. And no character in this game other than Johnny Cage has a move that is faster than 7 frames. So, as you can see, Basso just makes for insanely broken block strength, especially because it's a low, so you can even throw it after things like this, where this is an overhead. No, now it's a low, now I can throw this in. So as you can see, it's fucking stupid, but that is not even where it ends. The cooldown is ridiculous, yeah, but this is the thing that blows the counter back, really. Like, it's already really busted the neutral, because you can just toss that shit so much, because it recovers instantly. But the health version is busted as fuck, because you can hold this and get overhead lows unblockable. Like, they hit at the exact same time. It's just ridiculous. That shit will also break armor, because it's 2 hits. And just the amount of screen control he is giving you as well is just ridiculous. This also starts combos, by the way, like if they are not blocking. They will get hit and then I can get a full combo, which barely scales. This character in general is pretty good for combos as well. I don't really know how to do it yet, but he is very good for combos. Regardless, Kung Lao just feels extremely busted right now. Changes I would make to him is first of all nerf the recovery of Basso on both versions. It recovers way too quickly. There is a limit to how quickly you can let a move recover. I don't mind it being very good for a block string, but this is just ridiculous at this point. Like, you just get infinite block strings with this cameo because you regain them like after 2 strings. It's crazy how fast they recover, so that needs to get nerfed for sure. And this version should be a mid, it shouldn't be a low. Especially if it starts combos, it should never be a low. So yeah, Basso needs nerfs for sure. They can even make Kung Lao have a negative effect on HP because this cameo is extremely busted, man. Honestly, it's the only cameo in the game was actually a match for Cyrax. Who's better? I'm not really sure, man, honestly. I would give an edge to Cyrax only because Baraka exists, but without Baraka I do think Kung Lao is better. So, yeah, Kung Lao is fucking broken, Basso is ridiculous, they need to nerf it. Moving on to Baraka is the most straightforward one of the entire bunch. And I mean, pretty much the most crucial one is damage nerfs. On chip and on block, it does too much damage. Any hit whatsoever with this character leads to bonkers amounts of damage. Everything you do leads to 50% basically. Not to mention he has 50-50s and he does 30% on chip damage without meter. So this character is completely busted, man. If you get hit you lose, and if you don't get hit you still lose. It's just ridiculous. I did this. Just the amount of chip damage this character is doing is completely stupid, man. It's not even real. It's really not real, dude, because you are spending both Cyrax charges, yeah, but you are still safe, it's still your turn, and you still have 50-50s. Don't forget that. So instead of just, you can mix shit around, like, you do this jail, they're forced to block, I mixed it over it, they didn't block it. They didn't block it, now they're dead. So as you can see, it's just completely busted, man. They need to nerf his damage for sure, they need to nerf his chip damage as well. I feel like that's the main points that this character is just becomes busted in. These are the main issues I have with him. Just the amount of reward he's getting for any hit is just ridiculous considering what this character is doing. It's pretty much just a character where he doesn't even need to hit you once to kill you, he can just force you to block 4 times and you're already dead. This character should never have this amount of damage, like, look at how much I can do in the corner, man. And keep in mind, I'm not playing Baraka a lot because I just don't like this character very much. Like, I don't find him very fun. I mean, yeah, you win every match for sure because it's busted, but it's pretty boring, to be honest. Like, what are you doing with this character? Just win. There's not much complexity attached to it. No fun combos, no shit like that, but I mean, dude, this is not real damage. 2 bars, 2 Cyrax charges, yeah, but nobody else is getting this amount of damage, even when they have 20 Cyrax. This is not okay, man. 57%, dude, come on. No way. This shouldn't even do 50% this combo. It's not that difficult and it's very easy to get in real matches. No way this shit is doing this much. He's doing the same amount of damage Johnny is doing when he has full hype and starts a combo from standing 4. It's ridiculous the amount of damage this character is doing. And combine that with chip damage, it just becomes the most busted thing I've ever seen. So, yeah, no, just nerf his damage altogether. Now moving on to Cyrax, who's just as big as a culprit as with Baraka being busted. Without Cyrax, Baraka isn't even the number 1 in the game, but just Cyrax makes him completely bonkers. Without Cyrax, I would say this character is worse than Kenshi for sure. I would say even Johnny has the edge over him, but Cyrax existing just turns this character into a monster. So Cyrax, what changes I would give him? First of all, air souls. They need to increase scaling significantly, because the damage you get when you put this shit in combos is ridiculous. It doesn't scale at all, and it's very easy to combo into. Not to mention, it also has this bullshit that shouldn't even exist, that you can combo off of grabs. No character in the game should combo off of that grab. Nobody. The only grab in the game that should combo is this one, because you're spending 2 bars. Other than that, no grab should combo. That makes it so you don't even need to fish for hits with this character, you need to fish for grabs and blocks really. Which just enhances how busted he is, because he's already killing you every time he touches you once. But giving him 25% from grabs is just fucking stupid as fuck, so yeah, no, just no combos off of grabs with any character. It's not even Cyrax specific at this point, but with all characters in the roster, including like Kung Lao after Liu Kang's grab, any grab in the game, no grab in the game should lead to full combos. No grab. They should just do their 11%, their 12%, and that's it. Nothing else. Unless the grab is against Cyrax as EX1, that takes 2 bars to be a pop-up that is heavily scaled, I don't mind that. But grabs that of regular characters, back throws that lead to full combos shouldn't exist. Now with Cyrax specifically, the stores now, the ground stores, the air stores just need scaling nerfs. I mean that's the most obvious one, just they need to increase scaling much more, but the ground stores have a much more annoying issue. Like, if you are in block stun for some reason, this shit actually jails you, even if you are crouch blocking, which is completely stupid. Like, if you block stun and I'm doing an attack myself, like I do a high attack, as you can see, it whiffs. I mean, it's supposed to whiff. It's not supposed to hit. High attacks will whiff. Pretty sure it's in block stun there, and I'm still whiffing. But if I use Cyrax, for some reason it jails. When Cyrax is a high attack, it should whiff. So yeah, this needs fixing because this shouldn't jail. The only time it should jail after something like this, which ends in an overhead. So they block overhead and then they get hit by Cyrax, which is okay. Now, another thing for Cyrax. Another thing for Cyrax, considering how this character gives you so much plus frames on block. He shouldn't do so much chip damage. I would make it so this character doesn't even do chip damage at all, honestly. Just make him do 0 damage on block whatsoever. Like, I do this shit, no chip damage from Cyrax. 0, he just does no damage. And if he does do damage, he does much less damage. He's doing 5% almost on chip, which is ridiculous, because you can repeat this cycle like 2 or 3 times. It just leads to crazy good chip damage. So yeah, this needs nerfs for sure. And I would also make him an HP nerf, like where he decreases the HP. But to counteract all of these nerfs, I would give him buffs for his net and the bombs. I would make the bombs unblockable, and I would make the net much faster. But regardless, the souls need nerfs. It's not even close to a discussion. The souls definitely need nerfs. They are completely busted. So yeah, I have only 2 more characters I want to discuss. Only 2 things that I feel like are urgent. So actually, I have 3, but I don't want to just go into one in too much detail. Just one of them is Raiden. I mean, damage nerfs. It's very obvious. This character does too much damage. Now he can do 50% for many starter with 1 bar and 2 jaxes. He should do 45. That's pretty much it. I mean, he shouldn't do this amount of damage. The damage he's doing is crazy considering how easy the combos are and how practical they are. So yeah, reduce his damage for sure. Now moving on to the other 2 characters I want to talk about.
Ashra, Kenshi, Sonya Blade, Sub-Zero, Tomb of the Dragon.
Alright, next up we have Kenshi and Ashra. Now, with Ashra specifically, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I hate this character. I've mentioned it many times. I feel like this character, I wouldn't even mind if they just removed her from the game, to be perfectly honest. I just despise this character. I feel like she's very poorly designed. She's a trash character. She's very boring to use and to play with. She just has nothing unique with her key whatsoever. She's just extremely busted character in every aspect of the game. And she's extremely boring as well and just has so much untapped potential. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you can ban her. I don't mind. Just she's not even number 1 in the game, but just I hate her. So I don't mind if they just remove her from the game, to be honest. But of course, that's not ideal. So I would nerf her because she does need nerfs. First of all, damage nerfs, the most obvious one. She does way too much damage for how easy her combos are and for how practical they are. Like this normal right here is the best normal in the entire game. Like forward 2, you basically can just see an opponent doing something from long range. The fact that they did a demon drop for the wrong range or something, you do 2 block dashes into this and you get a full combo. And every hit you get with this character leads to so much damage. Everything you do leads to a lot of damage, man. It's just ridiculous how much damage this character is doing. She's so easy to use. Her mix-up game is ridiculous, and so is the footsie game. And her damage is just fucking stupid. I mean, every hit you get does so much damage. Cameo, no cameo. If you add cameos into the mix, the damage crosses Baraka territory. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. That's why I picked Sonya. I've seen many Ashras gravitate towards it just to enhance combo damage, because her brain-dead ass combos become even more brain-dead and even do even more damage. So this bullshit, you just throw in Sonya. I mean, dude, look at this. I mean, this is Baraka level damage. This is completely busted. This character is not a character that should be doing this amount of damage, regardless of resource extent. She is way too easy and way too brain-dead to getting this amount of damage, man. This is a similar amount of damage to Kenshi's optimal in the corner. What am I doing here? I'm repeating the same thing twice. That's pretty much it. I do nothing here. I'm just repeating the same old bullshit multiple times. That's pretty much the only thing you're doing with this character. He's doing nothing else. So yeah, she definitely needs damage nerfs. On top of that, I would give her more nerfs, honestly, because I feel like, considering the insane footsie game and how busted her projectile is, this one, she definitely needs nerfs to this. This normal is probably one of the better, if not straight up the best normal in the entire game, because for some reason, it is special cancelable on block while also being a combo starter on hit. So, basically meaning, this bullshit is cancelable into air string. So what that means basically is you can keep yourself completely safe by doing this. You can do this now and they are forced to sync between up blocks, or is he not going to do an attack? And then you can just go and land into this low. So yeah, this shouldn't be special cancelable at all. I feel like it should be a full punish considering how good this normal is. I do think it should be a full punish, because blocking this is actually pretty tough in matches, because it actually jumps over many attacks of your own. So yeah, it's extremely stupid. But regardless, this thing shouldn't be special cancelable, no way. Especially considering how it's pretty much safe from close range. It's only minus 11 with this amount of pushback. Almost no normals in the game that are faster than 11 frames get to this range. Pretty much no normal I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe armored moves or something like a shadow kick, perhaps. Even that, I'm not sure if it works. So yeah, changes I would make. This shouldn't be special cancelable on block, no way at all. Not special cancelable at all. And if it is special cancelable, this thing without special cancel, it should be minus 55. No joke, this should be the most minus thing in the entire game because this is ridiculous. Ashra can just spam this shit without any repercussions because there is no danger attached to this. If by some miracle your opponent actually lands a hit, you can cancel it into something else. You just cancel it, I don't know, into a Sarina or something. From this range they can poke you out of it, so they block it, cancel into Sarina or something, cancel into Sonya rings, I don't know what you can cancel into. Anything you can come up with, and you are completely safe. I mean, it's just, that's how this move works. It's just, there is no risk attached to it whatsoever. So, yeah, damage nerfs and nerfs to this frame data for sure, and it shouldn't be special cancelable. Now, moving on to Kenshi, it's very straightforward, but it's actually more complex than other characters because Kenshi is a character that is significantly carried by Cento stance. Without Cento, Kenshi is actually pretty trash. I mean, Kenshi doesn't really have much without Cento stance. If you take out Cento from the equation, this character is probably the worst in the entire game. Because, of course, this is the main gimmick of this character. He is meant to be hard carried by Cento stance. And he is. Cento is carrying this character and making him like top 2. But regardless, that is why it's a big issue if they try and nerf Cento stance too much, because they can just make it not very good, and then Kenshi becomes useless. So, right now, the problem I have with Kenshi is just any hit you get with this character leads to so much damage. So I do this 42%, unreactable 50-50 time. I can do this or I can do this, both of which lead to full combos. So now, I mean, you just get a 45% combo from the good starters, then you go into 50-50, builds into more damage, and then if you have the time, even another 50-50. And then the game is just over. I mean, honestly man, do I feel like you didn't get nerfed to the ground? No, if you get into Cento, if you manage to actually get into it, you should get a lot of reward, and you should pretty much finish the round at this point, honestly. Cento is a move that is just very high risk but a lot of reward as well. Because Cento, activating Cento is actually pretty difficult to set up in matches. Like activating your block, there is a lot of gaps in Cento where you can actually do an armor move. And when you get a hit on Kenshi or on Cento itself, and even if the Kenshi is blocking, he loses Cento. And when Kenshi loses Cento, everything he does in Cento stance is pretty much punishable. So this is punishable, this is punishable. What else is punishable? This is not punishable, but let me just think for a second. I think many of his strings are punishable. His 50-50 tools are also punishable. It's just in Cento without the puppet is not very good, and going out of Cento is very, very difficult. This move that goes out of Cento takes way too much time. And for me specifically, who was fighting Ashra 95% of the time, doing this is just a death sentence because he dashes forward twice. Doing this is a death sentence because I do this, she sees me doing this, dashes once, and does her forward too, and it gets me. So this is completely stupid, but Kenshi still needs damage nerfs. That is obvious. I mean, his damage is ridiculously high right now. I mean, his damage really is stupid. I don't even think it's up for discussion. So this character is just, the amount of things he's doing, like the unreactable 50-50, the crazy Bastet mix-ups, the great damage. I do feel like they need to tune down the damage a little bit. That's the best way to go about nerfing this character because they really need to be careful. If they nerf him too much, like nerf his frame data on Cento, like make his moves in Cento less, plus this character can become useless. I'm not joking because this character is hard carried by his insanely Bastet mix-ups in Cento stance. This is the main power of the character. Like you get a hit with Cento, you fish for the hit, you have to work for it as well. You fish for the hit with your footsie game, you got it, with this very good mid. You go into your combos and then you need to finish the game pretty much. You must kill them or you're just stuck with a stance that is not very useful. Without the puppet, Cento isn't very powerful. So you need to get the kill as fast as possible. So yeah, I do feel like they need to be careful with nerfing Cento because if they go about it wrong and nerf him too much, this character can become sub-zero level, not joking. His mids are very good, yeah, he has very good mids, he has a very good projectile as well. But regardless, this character still will get so much weaker if they nerf Cento too much, so they need to be very careful. I would nerf the things surrounding Cento. I wouldn't touch Cento itself because Cento is the only power of this character. Without Cento, this character is mid as fuck, even low tier, pretty much. So they can't make Cento just weak. They can't afford to do that. If they do that, Kenshi just becomes unrunnable pretty much. So yeah guys, I'm gonna have this one up here. These are just how much I mentioned. I think 6 changes, maybe 7 considering the grab one. I do feel like these are urgent changes that need to be made. These are the most obvious nerfs I can see right away, right off the bat. These are the most crucial things that need to happen right now because these things are really bad. So yeah guys, I'm gonna have this one up here. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with my points here. If you disagree, and even if you agree, I would love to hear if you have any other urgent nerfs you feel like they should be done. Even if it's mechanic stuff or just character specific stuff, I would love to hear it. And if you disagree with some of my takes, I would love to hear your reasoning behind why. Except for Baraka, because if you disagree, you're just wrong. Everybody understands at this point this character is the best character in the game. I don't think it's up for discussion. Honestly, I really don't. Baraka just feels like he's better than the rest of the game by a significant margin. So, yeah guys, I'm gonna have this one up here. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.